Hi everyone, I am so excited to be back. Today is April 6th of 2024. April 7th of 2020, April 27th of 2024 will be my 2-year post-op from my Eustachian tube dilation procedure I had after a scuba diving accident in July of 2021. Yes, July of 21, had my accident. April of 22 is when I had my surgery, and this is April of 2024. So there is not much to report, which I'm taking as a good thing. I have not flown again since January of last year, unfortunately, and I did not reach my goal of diving last year. Diving is very expensive and is currently just not something I can afford, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'm 2 years post-op and I could not be happier. I've said it once and I'll say it 100 times again. I'm never going to be back to 100%. This is something that I came to terms with a very, very long time ago, but I am glad that I did the procedure, as I am 1,000 times better now than I was July of 2021. I walk around with 99% function day to day. Occasionally I have some weird pain kind of coming down my neck. This is where all of my pain was when I had my injury as well, was just kind of in my neck, which my doctor told me was pretty normal. I went to go see a chiropractor for it. We used to do cold laser on it. We did all that stuff before I had my surgery. Nowadays, I really only have issues when there's a storm blowing in, when the barometric pressure is all changing. I also get chronic migraine from that barometric pressure change, so it is kind of a toss-up whether I'm going to have migraines or if I'm going to have ear issues, but more commonly it's the ear issues. I found that it's pretty easy to get rid of this pain though. I just take an over-the-counter nasal decongestant like a Sudafed. I take some ibuprofen and I put like a warm heating pad on this area just to kind of help any swelling, and that seems to do the trick pretty easily. I would say within, once the ibuprofen kicks in, I'm pretty much pain-free after that, and then once the Sudafed kicks in, everything kind of clears up a little bit. But I can definitely feel right now we're having another storm moving in, and I can definitely feel that in my ear. Just as my fiance, he can kind of feel it in his knee from the knee surgery he had many, many years ago. So he's had surgery, I've had surgery, and we sound like the old couple now who gets pain when storms roll through. Other than that though, I still occasionally have to think about clearing my ear when I go up and down in elevation, but it is less frequent. My body is doing it by itself more naturally. And as time goes on, I figure it's just kind of my body and myself adapting to my new normal, which is not a bad thing. I'll take positive adaptation. It's just kind of, it is what it is. So I wish I had more news to report. But being 2 years post-op, I am very happy with my procedure. I tell everybody that has gone through something similar to me to keep their head up. This procedure has worked for me. I can kind of rub that in the insurance faces a little bit, that this procedure should not be considered experimental. It should be covered by insurance, because obviously it works, because I'm standing here in front of you today, we're on YouTube. Anyways, I'm sitting here today in front of you telling you, in my personal experience from the injury and trauma that I had to this ear, that I am doing well. So I'm hoping that this brings you that encouragement you need to go talk to somebody, or to keep fighting if you're looking to have this procedure done and people aren't listening to you, because I had to talk to 3 different doctors before I was finally approved for this. And even then my insurance was still very weird about covering it. that, at least for me, this worked. And if this is something where you're going through it, especially right after surgery, it can be a bit of a struggle. And you can kind of watch me struggle through the first couple of weeks post-op in previous videos. But I do want to just tell people, keep your head held high, keep fighting. This worked for me. It might work for you depending on your situation. But I am 2 years post-op in 3 weeks, and I could not be any happier.